after I did a cross section on the anterior and posterior portions of the eye, there is the sclera, which is the white of the eye here. The cornea is a little bit darker colored, but it should be transparent to let light through for vision. The cavities are separated by anterior and posterior. The anterior is above the lens, which the lens was taken out of the anterior portion. The lens is here. The lens is here. The pupil is the separation of the sclera, where light is able to come through the eyeball. The cavities are separated by anterior and posterior. So the anterior portion is this part here, and there is fluid that's called the aqueous humor in the anterior portion. The posterior portion is in this part here, which gives the structure of the eyeball. And also the iris is the colored part right here, which is made of melanin and gives a different color depending on the eyeball. The optic nerve would be in the back portion here. So I had cut away some of the fat from the eyeball, but the optic nerve is usually in the back part of this portion. Also, the pupil is in the center of the sclera, where it constricts and dilates for vision. So depending on how much light is coming through, the pupil will change, constricting and dilating. Also, we can see under this portion, we can see the reflective tapetum lucidum. So in animals, you can see this reflective layer where humans don't have the layer that certain animals have. So when you reflect light, they are able to see in night vision, and when you take video or a picture of an animal and there's light flashing, it's from this layer here. That's a reflective layer. Also, the outer layers of the eye are the choroid outer layer. The retina is also in this portion, which is on the outside of the eyeball. Ciliary process is where the anterior fluid would be in the anterior portion of the eye. And so the fluid that would normally be inside the anterior portion is called the aqueous humor. So it's partially the fluid inside the eyeball, and also some of the fluid that preserves the eyeball. The cavities, the chambers that separate the anterior and the posterior are separated by the lens, and those are called the chambers. There's the anterior and the posterior.